This is our mathematics in physics last part, 14th part. In this, today we are going to discuss about indefinite and definite integrals. First one, indefinite. Definite integral means it will have some limits. Indefinite means it won't have any limits. So indefinite, no limits. This is no limits. No limits. But definite means it will have limits, upper limit and lower limit. The first one, integral ax plus b whole power n dx is given by. This is just like in place of this you can write x value, integral x power n dx is x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Similarly, this you can write ax plus b whole power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 is the formula. But as there are two constants, here what we can write in differentiation, after writing this integral, d by dx of x power n is n into x power n minus 1. Similarly, d by dx of ax plus b whole power n can be written as n into ax plus b whole power n minus 1. And then, according to chain rule, we need to differentiate this again. So here, integral this is a, integral b is 0. So this is the answer for this one. So after finding this, after using the power formula, once again according to chain rule, this will be differentiated again, and that will be multiplied with the result. But here we will divide this with the result. So here ax plus b derivative is 1 by a. So we need to write this as into 1 by a. So here ax derivative is 1 by a. Similarly, if you take this one, this is log a plus bx, and you can check it, students. But for these indefinite integrals, an arbitrary constant should be written for each and every expansion. So here we can write plus c. Here we have to write plus c. And then the next one, sin ax plus b dx. Integral of sin x is minus cos x. So here this is also minus cos ax plus b divided by differentiation of this term is a plus c. So this arbitrary constant is must for indefinite integrals. The next one, 1 by x dx is nothing but log x plus c. Similarly, integral e power ax is e power ax only. But now when you are differentiating this one, you will get a, which will become at denominator plus c. And the next one, integral cos ax plus b is sin ax plus b. Now differentiation of this term is a, which will come down, followed by that constant c. So these are the some of the most important formulas for indefinite integrations. Now, in most of the questions, we need to find out sometimes integral sin square x to be calculated. Integral sin square x. Directly, if power is like that, then what we have to write? We know cos 2x is equal to 1 minus 2 sin square x. From this, if you interchange these two, 2 sin square x is equal to 1 minus cos 2x. Sin square x is equal to 1 minus cos 2x by 2. So instead of integrating that sine square x directly, the same can be written as integral 1 minus cos 2x by 2 dx. So this can be written as 1 by 2 dx minus cos 2x by 2 dx. Now we can write integral 1 by 2. As 1 by 2 is a constant, you can bring it out. Integral dx, we know this is x. And now this is 1 by 2, you can bring it out. Integral cos 2x dx. Now this will become x by 2 minus 1 by 2 into integral cos 2x dx is sin 2x. And the derivative of sin 2x is 2. So this will become x by 2 minus sin 2x by 4, which is equal to integral sin square x dx. Similarly, we need to add this c. Similarly, sometimes they ask you to find out one more, that is integral cos square x dx. That is sin square x dx, now it is cos square x dx. If you take this one, cos 2x can also be written as 2 cos square x minus 1. So if you bring this minus 1 this side, this will become 1 plus cos 2x by 2 dx. Now I just converted this cos square x into 1 plus cos 2x by 2. Now we can divide this as integral 1 by 2 dx integral cos 2x by 2 dx. This can be written as 1 by 2 is constant and the integral dx is x. So you can write 1 by 2 into x minus, why? Because integral cos theta, this will become cos sine 2x by 2 and 2x derivative is 2 and compulsorily the arbitrary constant should be written here. So from this we can write x by 2 plus sin 2x by 4 plus c. And you can see, students, integral sin square dx is x by 2 minus sin 2x by 4, whereas integral cos square x dx is x by 2 plus sin 2x plus 4. The only difference between these two divisions is here we got minus, whereas here we got plus. Based on these indefinite integrals. First one, integral 3x plus 2 whole cube. So by using that first formula, this can be written as 3x plus 2, power increases by 1 and the denominator will be the new power and plus c. But here, students, 3x plus 2, differentiation of this one will be 3. So the answer will be 3x plus 2 whole power 4 by 3 plus 1, 4, 3, so 12 plus the constant. Similarly, the next problem, integral dx by pi plus 2x. This can be written as ln 5 plus 2x. And now if you differentiate this one, you will get 5 is a constant, 0, 2 is 2 plus c. The next one, integral of e power 3x dx, which can be written as e power 3x only, and this will be 3 plus c. The next one, here if you bring this 2 outside, this can be written as 1 by x dx, which is nothing but 2 this ln x divided by 1 plus c. Now the fifth one, integral dx by 3 minus 5x can be written as, this is nothing but ln 3 minus 5x, differentiation of this denominator is 0 minus 5 plus c. The next one, integral of e power minus x by 2, e power, that power never changes, e power x remains as e power x only, here e power minus x by 2 remains as e power minus x by 2, but the differentiation of that one will become minus 1 by 2 plus c. So you can write this as minus 1 by 2, it goes up to become minus 2 e power minus x by 2 plus c. The next one, integral of cos 2x minus 5 is nothing but sine 2x minus 5 divided by 2 plus c. The next one, integral of sine 3x plus 5, and this will become minus cos 3x plus 5 divided by 3 plus c. Most of the students are making mistake while writing this integral cos x. Please remember this one. Integral cos x dx is sin x plus c, whereas d by dx of cos x will be minus sin x. This is integration with limits is called definite integration. In this integral of f of x dx, now we are integrating this integration of f from a to b. So we are integrating this function here from limits a to b. In this, we can write this is the symbol, this is integration symbol, this is called a lower limit of integration. This is called upper limit of integration. This portion we call it as integrand. This is a variable of integration, also called a integration factor. So in this, suppose if you get this formula, integral f of x dx is the problem with limits a to b. Suppose if you get this as g of x, after integrating this f of x, let us say if you get a function g of x with limits a to b, now you can write this as g of the upper limit b minus g of the lower limit a. So that means whenever this integration is given with the limits a and b, first integrate the given function and then substitute upper limit first. So first we have to substitute upper limit and then we have to substitute lower limit. Definite integrals, that means with the limits. First of all, this is the given problem. So you can bring the 3 outside, integral x square dx from limits minus 1 to 2. This is integral x power n dx is equal to x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. By using this formula, you can write this as x power 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1. Now limits minus 1 to 2. This can be written as 3x cube by 3 is the integration part. Now the limits, lower limit is 1, minus 1, upper limit is 2. Now first you can cancel this, then this. So this becomes x cube from limits 1 to 2. So now how to substitute this value? First, the x value will be 2 first. So I am writing this as 2 power 3 minus, always we have to find the difference. Then x value will be minus 1 whole power 3. So from this, minus 1 cube is minus 1. 8 plus 1, the answer for this one is 9. Similarly, if you take this one, integral x power 3 by 2 dx can be written as, we know by substituting, by using this formula, we can write this as x power 3 by 2 plus 1 by 3 by 2 plus 1. Here constant is not required, arbitrary constant, because we are using these limits and the limits are 0 to b. So now this will become x power 3 plus 2, 5 by 2 by 5 by 2 from limit 0 to b. When this 5 by 2 goes up, this will become 2 by 5 x power 5 by 2 with limits 0 to b. So first we need to substitute the upper limit. In place of x, substitute b. This will become 2 by 5 b power 5 by 2 minus, this is 2 by 5 0 power 5 by 2. So this entire term will become 0. From this, the answer for this one will be 2b power 5 by 2 by 5. This is the answer for this second question. Dear students, here area under curve. So first we are going to find out how to find area under a curve. Here a function y is given as f of x. So along y axis we are taking that f of x, and along x axis we are taking that x only, x. Now in this is the curve. How? That means with the x, y is also changing, and the lower limit of this one is a, x value is a, and the upper limit of x value is b. Now we need to find out the area under this curve. To find out this area under this curve, first divide this given area into small portions. It's a small portion, and here we are taking this distance from here to here. This is x. At a distance x, I am taking a small elemental area, and the thickness of this one is very small. Let us say this is dx. Thickness of this one is only very small, and dx. So similarly, if you divide this into so many portions, so many small steps, if you divide this, and we will get so many small portions, and the sum of all these small areas will give the entire area. So we need to divide this into small portions here. First, let me find out the area of this small strip. How to find the area of this small strip first? Area of small strip. We are going to write this as dA, which is equal to, as it is a small rectangle, very thin rectangle, width of this one is dx and the length of this one is that y value, which is nothing but x. So I can write f of x into dx. So this is height, this is the width. So this is the small area of that strip. Now to find out the total area, you add all those small strips. Total area under the curve is given by A is equal to, we need to add all the areas of that small strips from lower limit A to the upper limit B. So we can write A is nothing but sum of all these small areas. We can write integral of dA. Students, we know A is equal to this much. So what is the integral dA? This will become integral f of x dx with the limits A to B. So area is given by, area under this curve is given by, if you know that function, how that y is changing with x, if you know the function, so just integrate that function f of x with the limit A to B, then we will get a total area of this area under the curve. Suppose students, in this, let me take x-axis and y-axis, and here the area is given like this. This is a graph, and here we know this is x-axis and y-axis. From this we can write this is y-axis and this is x-axis. You can see when the x is increasing, y is also increasing linearly. So now I want to find out the area under this curve. To find out the area under this curve with the limits, let us say from 0 to B. So first what we need to do in this process also, first let me take a small strip here, a small strip of width delta x at a distance x from the origin. So here this y is changing like this. Let us say y is directly proportional to x, because when the x is changing, y is also changing, so you get a straight line path to origin. So this is y is equal to mx. So let me take this is mx, where m is the slope of this one. Let us say the slope is also given as 2 here. So this graph is given as y is equal to 2x. So from this we can write area under the curve is given by integral f of x dx with limits A to B. But what is this f of x? It is nothing but y, which is equal to 2x. So we can write integral 2x dx from limits 0 to the upper limit is, let us say here this is instead of B I am writing directly 6 units or 6 centimeters or 6 meters. So let us say 6. So now we can write 2 integral x power 1 dx from 0 to 6. We can write this as integral x square by 2 is the answer for this one with limits 0 to 6. So this is 2, first limit 6 square by 2 and the lower limit is 0 square by 2, which you can write 2 into 6 square is 36 minus 0 by 2. You can cancel this one. This is 36. If the unit is given as centimeter, this answer will be centimeter square. If it is given as meter, this will be meter square. Let us say this is 6 centimeters. So the answer is centimeter square. Suppose in some problems they may give 60 units only, then this answer will become 36 units square. 40. Force is equal to 4 times the time. That means here, students, force depends on time. Then find the impulse at 3 seconds. First of all, if we draw the line for f is equal to 40, which you can write this as When t is equal to 0, f will be 0. When t is equal to 1, f is equal to 4. So graph will be like this. So in this we can write this is f, this is t. This is the ft graph. And I need to find out if t is equal to 1, t is equal to 2, 3 is equal to 3. In this, I need to find out the impulse at that time interval. Even though the highest time is given, the lowest time is always, it will be 0. When it is not mentioned, always to take it as 0. So impulse is nothing but, this is force into time. So impulse is given by f into dt integral dt. If you direct force and time are given, just multiply those two. But if f is given in terms of t and the time interval is given, you have write like this. So this is given as impulse, generally denoted the letter j. This f is given as 4t into dt. And the limits are 0 to 3. So this given as 4 integral t power 1 dt from 0 to 3. This is 4 integral t power 1 dt is t square by 2 from 0 to 3. Now you can substitute these values. First of all, you can cancel these two. So this is 2t cube from 0 to 3. This is 2. Substitute 3 value in place of time, 3 cube minus lower limit is 0 cube, 2 into 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27 minus 0. So this is 51. This is a force is newtons, time is seconds. So answer is 54 Newton second for this one. Similarly, if you take another problem which is based on that definite integration, find the work done from the following fs curve when s1 is 2 to s1 is 4, between 2 to 4. So between this, so we need to find out area under this curve, this line. So in this case, we are going to find out work done is given by W is equal force into displacement. But here the force is given as 7 times the displacement. So we can write this as W is equal 7 times the displacement. And first, once again, we need to take a small elementary portion here. So first to find a area under this elementary portion. First we need to find out dW. So this is the ds. This width is ds. This is here. So first we will get dW. dW is given by f into small. This is here, and this is small width ds. So now we can write 7s into ds integral. Because if you know the small work done, to find out the total work done, integrate on both sides. So total work done will become f into ds. This is what we are writing, where f is given as 7s from the graph. So work done is given by, what are the limits here? Here the limits are from t displacement s is equal to 2 to s is equal to 4. So now we can write integration 7s ds from limits 2 to 4, and here power is 1. So now you can write this as 7 s power 1 ds will become s square by 2 from limits 2 to 4. So the total work done is given by 7 by 2 s square from 2 to 4. This will become 7 by 2. Now substitute the upper limit first, that is 4 square, and the lower limit then 2 square. Now this will become 7 by 2, 4 square is 16, 2 square is 4, this is 12. So this is 7 into 12 by 2, 42 as it is work which is measured in joules. Third problem. The volume charge density of a non-conducting sphere is given by rho is equal to 4 pi r square, where r is the distance from center of a sphere. Students, here we have a sphere, non-conducting sphere. So charge is spread throughout the sphere. For a conducting sphere, students, charge is spread only on the outer surface. For non-conducting sphere, charge is spread throughout the volume. So now in this case, they have given the radius of this one is capital R, but the density, volume charge density is given by rho is equal to 4 pi r square. What is the meaning of this one? Density depends on distance from the center, where r is the distance from the center of the sphere. When density at 0 means when r is equal to 0 means this point center. At center of the sphere this will become 4 into 0 square, which is equal to 0. Density at 1 meter is 4 into 1 square, which is equal to 4 coulomb per meter cube. Density at 2 meter is 4 into 2 square, that is 16 coulomb per meter cube. That means if you move away from the center, the charge is gradually increasing. And at the top, when r is equal to 10 meter, it is given the radius of the sphere is 10 meter. Then density at the top surface is 4 into 10 square. So this is 400 coulomb per meter cube. So density, volume charge density. This is not just density, that is mass density. This is a charge density. So charge density is given by rho, that is depends on distance, as 4r square. That means here charge is 0. If you move away, charge density increases means charge is also increasing. So what is the total charge inside this entire space? They are asking us to find out this one. Here what I am going to do, to find out this density, first of all we are going to use the total charge. Students, first let me take a small elemental strip here, that is also in the form of sphere only. So I am taking a sphere here and one more sphere here. So between these two, this area has some charge. If you find the charge present in this small strip, then we can find out the total charge present in the entire area or entire volume here. So first one, that's why I am writing this. Rho is equal to total charge present by total volume or small charge present in that small volume. So first let me find out small volume. The small volume is given by rho into dV, where rho is equal to 4r square into dV. So how to find out this dV? Students, the volume of the sphere is given by 4 by 3 pi capital R. But if you take this one, this is smaller only. So we are going to write this is total volume. But for this, the volume of this yellow color sphere is V is equal to 4 by 3 pi small r cube. If you differentiate this with respect to r, we can write dV by dr is equal 4 by 3 pi r cube can be written as 3r square. So this will become 3r square. This get cancelled. So dV by dr is equal to 4 pi r square. So in place of dV we can write 4 pi r square dr. We are going to write dq, small charge present in this blue color spherical shell is given by dq is equal to 4 r square into dV is nothing but, once again this is 4 pi r square dr. So dq is given by 4 4s are 16 pi r power 4 dr. This is the charge present in this blue color elemental strip, which is also spherical shell of radius smaller, and the thickness of this one is dr. This is a dr. Thickness of this one is a dr. This is what we are writing here. Now to find out the total charge is given by integral dq, which is integral 16 pi r power 4 dr. You can bring that constant outside. This is 16 pi integral r power 4 dr. What is the minimum value of r value? If you take this is the maximum value of r, which is equal to capital R. Minimum value of this will be 0. So the limits that we can write here are 0 to capital R, which is equal to, it is given as a 10 matrix in the question. Now we can write this as 16 pi r power 4 dr is r power 5 by 5. So this is r power 5 by 5 with limits 0 to 10. Now the total charge present in this sphere is given by q is equal, total charge q is equal to 16 pi, first upper limit 10 power 5 minus lower limit 10 power 5 by denominator is 5 minus 0 power 5 by 5. 0 by anything is 0. So this can be written as 16 pi into 10 power 5 by 5. So this is the total charge present, which is measured in coulombs. So the total charge present in the cell is given by 16 pi by 5 into 10 power 5 coulombs. With this, the mathematics and physics is completed, and if you want to see this repeatedly, then you can watch it again and again to get more grip on mathematics, and it will be very useful for solving problems in physics. Bye.